Okay, we are now back with session 7 of Crusade on Candy Kingdom. I am the Dungeon Weaver, the faithful, the narrative mastermind, smartest person at the table, great creative mind, owner of a 3D printer now. You can follow me on twitch.tv/Ravioko. Raven. Also, very importantly, our friend Jeff is sitting in today.
I'm not at the table.
He's not at the table, but he's sitting in and listening, and yeah. And I am joined by these three.
Hi.
It's Holly.
I'm Danielle. I play Igneas.
We got there eventually.
Yeah, what was that?
I was saying hello.
Okay, so where we left off, just a quick reminder to salt the wound a little bit. Trolli was driving the cart out of Variety Bog in the rain, while Kit is unconscious with Igneas and Manny in the back. Igneas is kind of sitting on the edge, because that's the only way Igneas can really fit, and you are there with Manny. Milky Way is as strong as ever, heading down this pathway nice and fast as you guys head towards Nonparelis. None of you notice Bohemian turn back to Club Caramel with a smirk. At this point, because you rolled and it was 4 hours until you were going to wake up. So is there anything either one of you do before he wakes up as you're going down this path? It is like the sun is almost fully set at this point.
I'm probably mostly just like trying to check on him as best I can, like see how he's holding up.
Okay. He's
Kind of falling apart.
very clearly alive, but his breathing is a little ragged.
Yeah.
The wound isn't he's not bleeding out or anything. Is there anything Trolli is doing?
No, she's just gonna have a full-on panic attack, as well as
Drive
normally.
as fast as you can.
Yeah, and normally, I don't usually say it, but she is texting God every day and blah blah blah. But this will be the first time she doesn't text her or anything.
Right. Well, you are getting late in the evening, so you already didn't text her this morning because you were talking to Fudge.
No, yeah. So this whole day I haven't texted Dot.
Right. Manny is keeping an eye on Kit because don't you dare.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do
Because he is a fucking high-level wizard, so he's very able to, if anything continues to go wrong and degrade further, Manny can kind of help. So, a couple hours go by. The sun is fully set. You are nearing the border to the confectionery court. And Kit, you wake up.
Okay. He's gonna kind of jolt awake a little, and kind of where are we?
Manny's gonna hands on your shoulders, okay.
Where are we?
We're on our way back to Nonparelis.
Good.
How are you feeling?
A lot worse after what I just found out.
What do you mean?
Bohemian is the one that's making the heat.
What?
Bohemian is making the heat. It's a poison. He poisoned our drinks, and he'll kind of go to point at the barrel with his right arm and just.
It's not there.
The drinks. He poisoned us.
Both of us?
You
both have
offered
the
me?
heat.
Manny's
I didn't know until just now. Oh, and he'll reach into his pocket and pull the Oreo out.
Okay. You will see that there is currently, you don't know how long, nobody listening on the other end.
He's going to get the disc thing out of there, and just throw it off the side of the cart, and then he's going to hit end and then hit talk again.
There was no answer.
Okay. He'll just.
How did you find this out? How did...
He attacked me. He cut my arm off.
He said that it fell off.
Yeah,
As
I'm
you
sure
guys-
he did.
As you guys are doing this, because there's a curtain between the drugs in the back, Manny's gonna poke his head out to you, And he's gonna be like, excuse me, Miss Trolli.
Yes, man. What is it?
Your friend Kit is awake. If we can switch places, if you want to talk to him. It sounds as though there's some important discussions being had, and I think it might be more important that you hear them than me.
And was I not able to hear pretty much?
I mean, you can, like, kind of hear what's being said, but it's going to be a pain for you to be a part of the conversation.
Right.
Which is why he's offering, like, listen, I need to hear this too, but you guys are clearly the adventurers here, so I can drive if you want me to.
Then I'll accept and switch places with him.
Alright, so you guys pull over for a sec, roll for initiative. I'm kidding. You pull over for a second, you and Manny switch places, and then he continues on. You give him a quick, like, you just followed this path.
Yeah.
Like,
You just go forward.
yeah.
You follow the thing in the distance.
So now Trolley's in the back with Doobie.
Bohemian attacked me. He is fluorite.
Who's fluorite?
Supposedly he was the leader of the Nougat Order, but it's Bohemian. Bohemian is the one that is spreading and making the heat. It's a poison. He's been poisoning the entire country.
Whoa. I need you to back up and tell us exactly what happened.
I went in there to talk to him. The last time we were there, to make sure that the Queen wasn't a part of this or wasn't being tracked or anything, he put a thing in the phone to make sure that there was no other lines connected.
Well, that was smart. That's Darky.
The turkey's in the car.
I was about to say, you're playing Trolli.
I shouldn't have trusted him.
So he told you that he's the one behind this?
Yes.
Himself?
Yes.
Whoa. Why would he do that?
I don't know. Probably
He didn't
because
say
he thinks,
why?
Probably because he thinks I'm not a threat anymore. And I'm starting to think that I'm not.
We have to get back to the castle as fast as we can.
I was able to open the line to the Queen while he was talking. I have no idea if she even answered, but if she did, I would hope she would have been able to hear the conversation, and she might be preparing, and
Well, at the very least, there is one tiny silver lining to this. We still have the rest of that barrel that he gave us with the poison in it. That could be useful in some way to finding a cure.
possibly.
We can hope, at
But
least.
I'm sure the Queen has had other samples of the heat, though maybe not quite as pure as this. I don't know.
We've never known the source of it. All she's had to work with, most likely, is infected individuals.
Fudge is in danger, I think.
Oh, you're right. Fudge doesn't know, does he?
No, he doesn't. He's been using Fudge.
Using him for what?
His resources, his know-how,
His influence, if you will.
something. I don't know. He said he was using something Fudge was doing.
You should call Fudge.
You think he's gonna believe me?
I think he will.
It's better than letting him die next time Bohemian sees him.
Don't say that. Okay, fine. And she'll... What time of day is it?
It's like 10:30 at night. At this
Okay,
point.
well, she's gonna text him for be like,
Don't text him, call him.
You up? Yeah, just about to go see Bohemian.
Yeah, Bohemian said he found this new club.
oh dear God.
We're gonna go hang out.
No, if you're texting him, I'm actually saying in character. Don't text him, call him.
Well, I don't want to bother him in case he's sleeping or something.
You don't want to bother him to save his
Oh,
life?
you know what? That's fair. Okay, fine. She's on the verge of a breakdown. She covers his call.
So you press call. Hey there, Sweet Pea. I was I was just about to call you. How are you? What can I do you for?
Oh, you were about to call me.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Well, what's going on with you?
Well, I don't even know where to begin, actually. A lot happened. I'm sorry, I don't really know how to put this into words. I'm already kind of freaking out
Do I need
over
to
If you
it.
don't know how to put it into words, why'd you call me? Is everything all right?
No.
Oh, was that Kit?
Yeah.
Am I on speakerphone?
No, Bohemian, we have discovered, created the heat and gave it to Kit.
And me.
And Igneas.
There's a long silence, and you hear like you hear him moving around. He sits down. You can hear him like sit somewhere. Now, listen here, sweet pea. I have known Bohemian for about 3 years now. I trust the man with my life. Closest thing I have ever had to a friend before you and your friends showed up. If you're saying this, I need you to be sure.
Send him a picture of my arm.
What does that prove?
And he'll kind of like shift over. Does this look like it fell off to you?
That looks like a clean cut to me.
She'll take a picture and send it to him. Bohemian told us that Kit's arm fell off due to the heat, but that's not that's a clean cut off of his arm. And that's already telling me that in itself is a lie.
Right.
And I'm willing to believe Kit. He was very distraught when he broke up. And Bohemian was in a very big rush to get us out of town.
Right.
No.
Sweet pea,
I'm not saying that I expect you to believe me.
listen to me. I have been through a lot in the past couple of years, all right? And I can't pretend that I fancy finding out from up until a week ago, one of my only friends is capable of this. But in the short time that you and I have spent together, we are on the same page, but a lot of our views on the world. And I cannot pretend that I don't hold your opinion and your views and yourself in very high regard. If you can tell me that with full confidence you agree with Kit and you think it was Bohemian, I will listen to you.
I am telling you that I swear to you on my gumption name that I believe Kit.
Swearing on a name is a mighty strong thing.
And I have a lot of pride in that name, as you know.
I know from experience you do. Well, I don't think you'd be lying to me. Not that I'm happy about what I'm hearing.
I didn't expect you to be very happy about it.
Where are you? Okay, first and foremost, where was this? Where were you?
We were at Club Caramel.
Did you grab your...
I did, yes.
Okay, good. Good. Okay. Where are you headed now?
We're headed to the Queen to drop off the coconut and see if she can help Kit with his wound, because he'll die if we don't do something about it.
Okay, good.
Am I gonna die?
I don't know. It said
I
it
don't-
affects you different.
Now, you listen to me. You stay safe.
You as well.
You, on the one hand, you need to keep getting those ingredients for the cure. And I will do my best to keep up my end of the bargain in terms of finding a lead for those ruby stones. But I can't promise things are going to get done with the same speed they would have before. Obviously, I don't know anything about this man, clearly. So I don't know what he's going to do next.
Right. Yes, Igneas.
You gotta tell him how he did it.
What?
You gotta tell him where it came from. It's in the drink. You didn't tell him that part.
No,
You gotta tell him that part.
apparently, he gave Igneas and Kit the heat via the alcohol right before the heist we went on. So,
Have him check his entire storeroom when he gets back. Wait, have him call Beth. The others at the club might be in danger.
Did you hear that?
I heard enough. I will figure out the situation at the club. I don't know when I'll see you next, so keep in touch. But while you try to handle getting a cure, it, for the time being, may as well be my responsibility to find our Golem friend. If he has been working for me for the past 3 years, Ack now knows what he might have been doing the whole time. I can't help but think I might be a bit responsible.
Right. I have an odd question. What debt does he owe you?
What do you mean don't owe me no debt?
But he said he did when we first met him.
Oh, well, I mean, he's never owed me a debt. I mean, if anything, I owe him. He helped me. Sorry, I'm clearing my throat so much. He helped me, get settled into Variety Bog, and he's never owed me anything. I don't know why he would say that.
Well, when we first met him, when we were talking about you and your whip, he said that he needed that whip with that whip, and that he owed you a debt. And I don't know if that plays into what's happening, but
Let me think.
Didn't Bohemian say that Fudge helped him get a start in Variety Bog?
that sounds familiar. Yeah. I'd just be careful if I were you. I'd be devastated if something happened to you.
What can I possibly get?
Maybe the debt he owes is because he's been given a way to distribute his poison.
Perhaps, but he seemed incredibly adamant on killing everything that wasn't a rock golem.
I just mean in a twisted way that might be what he meant.
Well, Fudge is very, very quiet on the like he's thinking, and then Trolli. Almost regret. I almost regret asking this, but I'm praying the answer is no, because I may have made a mistake.
What happened?
Does the word Gunpla mean anything to you?
There's a little bit of silence. I've heard it.
Where?
No, she's gonna be truthful. It was in this little book that Kit has. Do you still have that?
He'll pull it out. Yes.
What's the book?
Here. It's the diary of the Chocula the 50th.
Diary of the Chocolate of the
What's in it? Is it the word? Is there picture? He's getting like a little more intense. Like, is there pictures? What is it?
Just talking about him making it. He doesn't have any descriptions of it. Not that I've seen yet.
There are pages torn out of here too, aren't
There are a lot of pages missing. Do you need it? Is it important?
I need you to burn it. I need you to let... Fuck. Alright, listen. I gotta go. I gotta go. I may have made a big mistake letting Bohemian in on what I've been working on for the past 3 years. If anybody you find knows anything about that word, I need you to kill him.
Right. Okay.
No, Trolli, listen to me.
No, I'm listening.
I will.
That
Why?
we as a world cannot afford one of those to ever be made.
What is it?
A weapon to end all wars.
But what is
That's
it?
what
though?
it said.
Well,
Iggy, I know you're young, and there's a lot you don't know. And I as much as I don't want to tell you this information because it's a heavy burden to bear, I won't discuss it over the phone, but next time I see you, whenever that may be, I promise I will inform the three of y'all. But I gotta go. I gotta find Bohemian, because if he's gonna do anything involving a Gunpla, we have a much bigger problem than the heat on our hands.
Okay. Just please be safe around him.
Right.
Don't fight him alone.
I'll do whatever I need to do. But I'm gonna roll a quick confidence check on Fudge. Fudge is a brave man. Before I let you go, Trolli,
Yes.
I apologize. I know
What do you
this
apologize?
isn't a great time. I know you've got a lot going on.
I mean, I should be apologizing to you.
The other day, you were telling me about your family and how worried you are. And you had said that while you could never ask me to go check on them, it would be nice, but you weren't going to ask. And I couldn't help myself.
So you went and checked on him.
I'm in your bedroom at the moment. I hope you don't mind. I hope that's not weird.
What?
I don't mind at all.
Okay.
I hope it's comfy. Well, how is everybody? And her voice starts to like crack a little.
She's gone, Trolli. I'm sorry. It happened this morning, and I've been trying to help your folks as best I can. I mean, they're really nice.
Yeah, they're really nice.
If it makes you feel any better, it wasn't like the heat or anything.
Oh, thank the stars above.
She went peacefully. I was gonna stick around a little bit to show your family some support, but I think I need to get on the move. But they're asleep now. But maybe give them a call in the morning and try not to be too mad at them. They didn't avoid calling you because they don't love you. It's just been a long day.
I couldn't be mad at them if I tried.
All right. I will keep you updated on my search for Bohemian. Let me know how things with the Queen goes. Let's try to find a place to convene sometime soon.
If it helps in the search at all, apparently he also goes by Emerald or Fluorite.
Good to know.
Sometimes.
Good to know. Thank you.
Fudge, I really appreciate what you're doing and what you did.
Oh, it was my honor.
Please be safe.
You too. When you hear a click.
And now Trolli's going to just sob. She can hold it together long enough on the phone.
I'll just kind of like put a very large hand on your back.
Okay. Is there anything else you talk about? Like now that you have that information from Fudge.
Igneas, I'm sorry for anything I've ever said to you.
What do you mean?
He's been nothing but mean to you. That's what he's saying.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no.
What do you mean? He's been an asshole. Oh.
I love the face you made too.
Yeah.
Oh.
I had too many prejudices and I let them run me, and it only ended up getting us in this situation.
I don't think it's your fault that this happened.
I told Bohemian that we were coming.
Well, how could you have known? None of us knew. Or at least I didn't have any idea. This is news to me.
I wasn't supposed to tell anyone,
Well, true.
and the one person I did was the one person I couldn't.
Well, then let's make things right and fix our mistakes and pick up after ourselves.
And he'll kind of like pick up the long sword and just... That's exactly what I plan on doing, and he'll sheath it. I will do everything to fix this.
Well,
No
first we
matter
might
what
need
it
to
costs
fix
me.
you.
I don't even care.
Now, come on now. Don't fucking be like that.
If I can fix it, I can fix it. If I can't, I can't. Regardless of whether I can, I will kill him.
All right, and I believe you when you say that. But right now, we're going to go to the kingdom and we're going to fix you up. And then we're going to haul ass over to the Empire.
Right.
We're going to collect these ingredients as fast as we can. We're going to stay in touch with Fudge and try to get as much information we can on that side. Try to get that ruby stone as quick as we can and get this shit over with.
Right.
Lest you be dying, both of you be dying on me from the heat.
I don't know.
I refuse to die from anything other than a blade.
Tell that to the thing inside of you.
I will.
Well, are you gonna tell it?
It's inside of me. I said it internally.
Oh.
I don't think that's quite how it works.
Apparently, I'm still not very good at humor.
It falls a little flat.
You're like, I thought it was funny, like from the driver's seat.
Thank you.
I just, didn't want to laugh during, everything happening.
That was
Oh,
pretty good, man.
it's all right.
Oh.
It's alright, even if I'm not.
Now, see, that one wasn't funny.
Anyway, I'm going up to the front.
As you go to move up, Manny is like, Trolli, if it helps at all, I have been asleep for hundreds of years. I can drive us through the night if you guys just want to sleep back there.
I'm not going to ask you to do that.
You're not asking, he's offering.
Yeah.
Igneas, you're not up
Igneas,
here.
you would have to, sleep sitting upright on the back seat, but I also acknowledge you don't really sleep, so.
I would drive us through the night if I could, but I don't fit.
Right. But,
I'm missing an arm.
yeah.
Good for you.
Was that another attempt at a joke?
No, I
Okay.
mean I can't drive the car.
He
Right.
can't drive the cart because he's missing an arm.
Well,
You
Right.
couldn't drive the car before either.
What I'm saying is,
I can drive it less now.
I can go through the night, no problem. I'll barely feel it in the morning.
If you're sure.
I can cast Speak with Animals. I can talk to Milky Way throughout the night.
Oh, I love talking to Milky Way.
Yeah, is she nice?
She's very nice.
I haven't had a chance to talk to her yet.
Are you actually talking to Milky Way?
Well, yes.
I kind of just thought that was a bit.
What? No.
What?
Never mind.
I can talk to animals.
That makes 3 people in this wagon.
Right. I guess I'm the only one that can.
Sorry. Was that a joke, or you just
No,
bad at spells?
I don't understand much in the way of magic.
Okay. I'm just trying to check in to make sure your jokes are appreciated when you make them, but you make them in the same speaking voice as when you normally talk, so I have to ask.
Is that why they fall flat?
Yes.
It might be. It might be.
Absolutely.
I will work on it.
Ha! That was a good one.
I don't think that one's a joke.
All right, I'm gonna go back to driving. He's like blushing a little bit, like I'm gonna go back to driving now.
Just wake me up if you need anything.
Will do.
And especially scream if something happens.
Okay,
Milky Way will protect you until then.
of course.
Of course.
Um,
Milky Way, please protect Manny.
yes, youngin. I will protect Manny with his life.
Wait, what?
With his life?
If it comes down to him or me, I am picking him, but until then, I will protect him.
You know what? That's fair.
You can't understand it right now.
I know.
Trolli, my youngin.
Oh, you're such a good cat.
Yes, more. So you guys are welcome to take a long rest in the back of the cart.
Oh, thank God.
And attention not to cry. That's fine.
Do I get my arm back?
No.
Igneas, you are sitting on the back of the cart, and lately, you've gone from being able to just sit there stoically, like, awake, to, like, you know, like, early in the morning, when it's like, you're asleep enough that you are having a dream, but the slightest shuffle on your back, and you can just vividly remember the dream.
Yeah.
You keep nodding off into that.
Right.
And as you nod off into that, sitting on the back of the car, looking at the road behind you, Green Ma is like
Grima.
hanging, like she's stomach down, lying on top of the car, like letting her arms dangle and like over your head and looking down at you.
Silly Meemaw.
Good evening.
It's nighttime, Iggy. It's not evening.
Nighttime is part of evening.
I mean, if you
Or
want to get real technical about
Evening
it,
is part of nighttime.
if you want to get real technical about it, it's about 1 in the morning. Meaning, I can just as easily argue it's morning and not evening.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning. How are you sleeping?
I don't know if I am.
Oh, you're close enough. Closest you'll ever get, I guess.
Oh. Okay.
How are you feeling about your friend?
Which one?
The kid. He's sick. I mean, you're sick too, but he's much more sick.
I have that impression. I'm worried about it.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Is he okay? Can you tell? You knew when Meemaw wasn't okay.
Well, I knew when Mima died.
Is Kit?
She, like, slouches a little more, so she's, like, overhead looking into the cart at sleeping Kit, or close as he can be. Not yet.
Yet.
Well, I mean, as you know, well, as you don't have any experience with, but as I'm sure you know, it happens to everyone eventually. Not you, of course, or any of you golems, but
But do you mean not yet as in it's soon, or...
I have no way of knowing. I just know when it happens.
Okay.
And then he comes back to me.
Why do you keep appearing before me?
What do you mean?
Why do you keep showing up? What...
I'm around you every day, Iggy. She, like, points to, like, the grass going, like, she's like, I'm there, and the tree over there, and it's me. It's just, we're a little more able to talk now that you're sick.
I've never spoken to you before.
Well, I wouldn't have expected you to.
I still am not understanding who or what you are.
I'm everything. I'm the earth. Hello. I'm life. And death. And all that encompasses.
As in the earth that I came out of?
Well, yeah. I'm kind of like your mom. That's why I look like the closest thing you've ever had to a mom in your waking life.
Okay. See, before you didn't quite explain that very well.
I'm sorry. I have only ever spoken to one other person ever, so...
Really?
Yeah.
And who was that?
Your friend Bohemian.
I don't know that Bohemian is my friend anymore.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. He's one of the 2 friends I've ever had, so I'm a little hesitant to let go.
Why? Do you know what he's doing? What he did?
I know some of it. I know the gist. I know the parts of it that involve me.
What parts of it involve you? What hand do you play in this?
Well, roll a persuasion check.
Have to actually use my character sheet.
You can do it, Igneas.
Persuasion, you said. 16.
Okay. Well, Igneas, Iggy, I'm life. I don't know if I'd say I'm strong, but the heat is almost a part of me. It's tough to explain because it's not something any of you are ever supposed to meddle with. You're not supposed to meddle with life and death. That's my job, you know.
Well, now
Not that you know. You have no real concept of death.
Very little, but I would say that now that I'm infected with it, and so is my friend Kit, who may be on death's door already.
Right.
I believe I have a right to know.
She looks down the cart again, and no, not at the door. You know, maybe on the street.
Is it a long street? Like you can hear me trying to bargain.
Igneas, I'm sorry. I have no concept of how long he has. I just will know when he's done.
Can you warn me when it's coming like you did with Mima?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry. What were you asking me before?
What?
I'm not good at conversation.
What part do you have in this?
Oh, right. Okay. So, it all happened about 500 years ago.
I hear that number a lot.
Maybe more like 510, 515. You know, it's life and death, people, you know, living, all that. It's fun to watch. You know, I don't remember exactly how I started or how it started, but it just kind of started one day. And then, you know, they fight and they disagree, and that's okay. It's part of life. But then they start killing each other. And I am all for life creating more life. And I'm all for the natural circle of life that typically results in death. But I'm not a big fan of life causing needless death. And I'll admit, I was well, in your words, much younger, but I have no real concept of age, and I've been around a lot longer than...
I suppose in your case, a difference of 500 years would be...
Isn't much of anything.
10 minutes to me.
Yeah, well, sometimes 10 minutes feels like 500 years, sometimes 500 years feels like 10 minutes. But anyway, I won't deny that when I felt as though the people of this world were not appreciating what I'd given them, I got upset, and in that anger is where you came from. Or you, my children, the golems.
Oh.
I just kind of boiled over in anger, and that life seeped into the earth, and then...
Are you still angry?
She looks a little puzzled.
Because it's still happening. I've only been here for 4 years.
I'm not angry, but I am in pain. And sometimes, like your friend over there, and she gestures to Trolli, even pain can make one boil over, so to speak. And so sometimes that's where you guys come from.
What about the heat? What part of that do you...
The heat is taking, or it starts as taking extra life energy out. I only put out enough to make life. But think about what would happen. Think about what's happening with Kit. Where he has enough life energy in him to make him alive. And you leave it at that. But you keep pouring more and more and more in. And that's the heat. It's life energy. And on the one hand, you'd think that would be good. But much like life and death, as you guys proved to me 500 years ago, well, not you, but they proved to us 500 years ago, too much life, well, you and I. You and me and all the other golems that showed up in that time.
Okay.
As they showed us,
Who's they then?
everyone else.
Everyone else.
Choclatins, gummies, everyone. Everyone that was alive that started a war. As they showed us, too much life results in a lot of death. So, when you take all that life energy and pour it into one person that already has it, it just boils over. And then from there, either A, they don't have quite enough heat in them. I don't know why you guys call it that. And B, either A, they don't have quite enough.
Let me. You've seen what it does to people who have it, yes?
Yeah.
We call it the heat because people will melt alive.
I don't know if I'd call that melting. It's really more like uncontrolled growing. Like a tumor. You guys are just forming into tumors.
Is that any better?
Well, it depends, because some of you form into so much tumors that you become whatever those other things are you keep killing.
Other things.
The trash stuff?
The trash?
Yeah, yeah. See, if you get...
Those were people?
Those were all people that just have too much life put into them, so they just boil over.
Then why do they try to eat everyone around them if they already have...
Well, because think about it this way. You're big, Giggy. You're pretty big.
More or less.
And therefore, the heat is taking a lot longer to get through you than your tiny friend over there. Now, I can't pretend to know what these things are thinking. They lack any kind of real... I mean, I don't know how you feel with the concept of a soul, but as the being of life and death, I quite agree with it. They lack any real kind of soul, and so they don't come to me when they die. And so maybe on some kind of subconscious level, they know that. And the more they eat, the more of them there is to be infected, and they can kind of stave off dying. It's the same as when you drink a lot of alcohol, and if you eat a lot of food, you won't feel quite as bad in the morning. Not that you should be drinking, you're only 4. Then again, you drinking is what lets me talk to you, so... You drinking that one time, I suppose, wasn't so bad, but don't do it again.
Listen to your man.
Why not? What difference does it make?
Well, that's a very death side of the cycle to look at things.
What do you mean?
Well, what difference does it make is, I don't know, kind of defeatist. Technically, you have the best anti-drinking underage ever in the fact that it has poisoned you. But you also have the best one ever because you get to talk to me, your mom, essentially.
I more so meant, what difference does it make if I'm 4 or if I'm 40 or even if I'm 400? I'm going to be the same.
Well, that's true. I'm sorry about that.
I thought children weren't supposed to drink because it's very bad for them.
Yeah, that's a good point, and I'm sorry that you're like that.
Like what?
Like unable to age and die peacefully.
I don't...
Frankly, I'm constantly reminded of my own failure every time I look at one of you, and I still love you, but I got angry enough to go against my own design. You break the cycle of life and death, because there is no cycle, there's just life. And sometimes some of you die in unnatural causes, but that just makes me sad too.
That doesn't make sense.
What about it doesn't make sense?
Isn't anything that's alive supposed to eventually die? Isn't
Yes.
that the cycle?
Yeah.
Then why is it a bad thing if it happens to us?
It makes me sad. I mean, let's once again look at your friend here. He's gonna die someday no matter what, but I'd feel more comfortable if it was from old age than a poison. The same way I feel more comfortable if you peacefully died of old age other than a poison. But you don't have that option. So I just have to be sad whether you live or you die.
But if someone gets so old that life has no meaning for them anymore, then isn't it kinder for them to be let go?
Well, that's when they are let go. It's typically when they pass.
Yes. Why is it a bad thing if golems choose to do it? If anything, isn't that better? They make the choice themselves.
Igneas, I'm hearing what you're saying, but she kind of like does that thing to your chin. You're literally talking the concept of life and death. The fact that you don't naturally die of old age is going to bother me forever. It goes against everything that everything is built upon. In a world where everything is a variable, you remain a constant.
I don't know that that's true anymore.
Oh, that's true. I mean, you do get to talk to me now. One of my two friends.
So Bohemian talks to you.
Not so much anymore, but he used to when he was younger.
How long ago was that, do you know?
I don't know, 490 years ago? A little ways into the war.
How old is he?
He was one of the first. So, 500-ish. You lose track when it's been that long.
Right. So what I'm hearing is that only those infected can speak to you?
Only golems that are infected can speak to me.
Why?
Because you come directly from me. I
And
mean,
other
in a
people-
way, everyone comes directly from me.
I was about to
but
ask, it doesn't technically everyone?
it's a little different. Because everyone else comes from me naturally. He came from me out of anger, and you've come from me out of anguish. It's not something I choose to do. Back then, I mean, you've seen how beat up Bohemian is. He just got knocked around and broken up so much that eventually, I don't even remember how it happened, a little more of me managed to seep its way into the cracks. And then we started talking. But I was
So
much
that's how it happened.
angrier back then. So, in my anger, perhaps it felt like none of them appreciated what I'd given them, and Bohemian sure seemed to appreciate being alive. He was one of the first, you know? I know it, for you, was just kind of a thing that happened, but you imagine being one of the first, you know? Like, but then imagine your mom's angry at everyone around you, and imagine everyone around you doesn't even view you as a living thing, and I think maybe that's how he kind of got to where he is today.
And do you support what he's doing? Do you think it's right?
No. At a time, maybe. But I'm still a little disappointed in everyone in that they refuse to come together again and just appreciate living, and they refuse to stop competing, and they refuse to stop arguing, but I don't think they should die for it.
I don't either.
Okay.
So, if that's what the heat is, and I'm like doing the finger
Uh-huh.
quotes thing.
And she copies you.
How is he harnessing that if it comes from you? Are you providing it for him?
Well, no. Yes, but not willingly. It's the... I mean, you guys call it a volcano, but it's not a volcano. It's,
I've never called it a volcano.
You golems call it a volcano, even though it's not.
Really?
Most of you, yes.
It's not a volcano.
What else do you call a big mountain with a hole in it?
It's a big mountain with a hole in it.
Yeah, there's a word for that. It's usually volcano.
No, volcanoes are a big mountain
Listen, son of mine, I am the personification of life and death.
So then you know that I'm right, it's not a volcano.
Tempt me, young man. Anyway, technically you can go down there. Living things aren't supposed to. Living things typically have trouble doing so. But down there is me in my purest form. Not like this, but just life. And
In more of a physical, do you mean?
yes.
Okay.
And he just scoops some of that, and you don't need a lot to infect somebody, And he left the island.
How much did he take?
Enough.
And he took this how long ago?
He's been around 10 years, so 10 years. I don't know. I know his plan is genocide. I know that much. I know he wants to carry out the planet's will and wipe out everything that isn't a golem.
But is that your will?
Not anymore.
Why can't you tell him that?
He doesn't listen to me.
Why wouldn't he listen to you? Isn't he doing this for you?
Why do most children stop listening to their parents?
How would I know?
Exactly. So just take my word for it.
It doesn't make any sense.
Anyway, I also know that while he is trying to commit genocide, the heat on its own isn't enough to do it. I know there is something he's trying to do with the heat that thus far he has not been succeeding with.
What is he trying to do?
I don't know. Whatever that part of it is, it's nothing natural. And therefore, I don't know.
Okay. His way of thinking, and the way that you apparently thought, doesn't make any sense to me.
What about it doesn't make sense?
Your answer to too much anger in the world, too much pain, too much death, is just to cause more of it?
It's to start over with people that would appreciate what they have.
And how do you know the same wouldn't happen to them?
Because it hasn't.
But it has.
Not with you golems.
Yes, it clearly has.
How?
Look at Bohemian.
He's an outlier, much like yourself.
It doesn't change the fact that it's happened, and that it's happening.
To one person.
No. He's spreading it. Or at least his goal is to spread it, and he's already achieved that on some level.
Right. You asked how would I know it wouldn't happen with the new people. The golems were the new people. One of you is causing a problem.
A very big problem.
That, regardless of that,
Doesn't it?
your question is answered. It wouldn't have happened with all of you if none of these other people were here. If none of these other people were here, then Bohemian could just appreciate being alive. Much like I hope you are doing, instead of arguing with me.
Well, how much longer will I get to appreciate being alive now that he's done this to me?
I don't know.
And you're okay with this?
It's not my job to dictate what's okay and what isn't okay. I just want life to happen. And I want it to be good. And I know I have no control over what he's doing, so I'm not all being, I'm not omnipotent. I control one cycle And even then, I have failed at that.
How am I going to get anyone to believe me that I'm speaking to you right now?
Do they need to?
They do.
Or what?
This is important information. But if all they have to go on is my word,
Well, maybe they'll believe you because you're special.
am I?
Of course you are.
How?
You're the only Igneas they know. You're the only Igneas. Is that not special enough?
I suppose.
I don't know. I would say that as much as I might not like that you can never die, being
Well,
the
I
only...
can now.
Well, that's true. But assuming you fix it, being the only Igneas forever is special in its own way. And they clearly care a lot. They clearly care a lot about you. So maybe that's enough.
I can hope, but I would think if someone else were trying to explain this to me, I would think they were crazy.
Maybe. I don't know. I've only ever had 2 friends, so maybe I'm crazy, but...
You were.
Maybe I was.
And Bohemian still is.
Yeah. And that's why it's the only Iggy's job to help stop it. Not by choice. I didn't want this for you or really for anyone, you know. But as much of an injustice as this might be, it's also an honor. And I hope you do well at it.
You know that if it comes to it, there's a very good chance we will have to kill him to stop him.
I know.
Do you accept that?
Yes.
Okay.
And she leans down and gives you a very tender peck on the cheek. And normally you wouldn't feel much of anything, but you do feel the warmth of it in this instance. I'll talk to you again another time, Igneas. I think you have enough to think about.
Yes, I do.
And then she just kind of like rolls back over the top and disappears from your view.
Can I check to see if she's still up there?
Yeah.
Is she?
No.
I didn't think so.
Is she just sitting there like...
I don't want to know. She's weird.
Major look.
So with that done, there is a quick like, Igneas, who are you talking to? From Manny.
You wouldn't believe me if I told you.
Okay. The heat affects these guys in weird ways. I don't know anything about it, but...
No.
Every time you said Bohemian, I really wanted to just have kids just like, Bohemian! Like...
Manny's like, I was in a deck of cards for years.
Yeah.
What do you mean I won't believe you?
Do you do anything else?
No. People who are asleep need to sleep.
Okay.
I don't think Manny's gonna believe me if I tell him. I would rather have at least maybe the chance that they might back me up on this.
So after a couple more hours, the sun starts coming up. Manny's still just driving the cart, and you guys wake up.
Kit, how are you feeling?
Like shit.
Yeah. Kit, roll me a con check.
Oh god. Oh no.
Not one.
No!
Oh no!
And the other arm.
Your arm is back.
What?
To the two of you, it's the same. There's nothing there.
Oh no!
My arm back.
Like, you can clearly see his arm is still cut off.
Are you good over there, kid?
I guess so. My arm's back.
No, it isn't.
No, it's not, hon.
It's right here.
No, it isn't.
Do you go to, like, stab
Yeah.
it, and your hand just goes right through and your arm disappears?
You're having phantom pains.
Get it. Right here.
It'll pass. She'll pat you. It'll pass.
Yeah.
She's gonna peek her head out to Manning and.
Morning, Trolli.
Oh, good morning.
I'm asleep.
Awful. Gonna be honest.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was that me?
No, it was not you, sweet egg.
Well,
No.
I mean, it could be worse. You could be sleeping in a deck of cards.
I will never complain about my sleep again.
Oh, good.
How much further do you think we are? Like, do you like? Because I imagine it's like in the distance.
How
just a
would
little
he
castle.
Yeah, he's gonna like look at you and he's like, well, first of all, judging from that thing there, which I assume is where we're going, couple hours. However, I want you to acknowledge that I don't know where we're going outside of towards that, so technically I don't know, Trolli.
I'm sorry. I did.
Are you okay this morning?
No, I'm not. Just keep driving the car. Please.
All right, I'm gonna go back to talking to Milky Way.
Is she good fun?
She's scary.
No,
and
she's
then
not.
and then Milky Way's like, don't you dare be this sassy with my youngin'. And he's like, right, sorry. Trolli will be there in a couple of hours.
All right. And she just.
If you ever speak to my youngin' that way again, I swear to you I will end your bloodline. I'm the last of my bloodline. Then the job's easier.
I told you Milky Way was a little scary.
Egg, how was your night? You didn't really sleep, but
No, I did not.
well, you don't normally sleep. So.
No, I do not.
I'm not used to sleeping that hard either.
Manny says it's only a few hours away.
Mm-hmm.
Are you good? Do you need to talk about something?
Yes. But you're not going to believe me.
I mean, I believed Kit when he said Bohemian was a murderer.
This
so,
is a little bit more than that.
I mean, lay it on us. I've been through a lot of shit lately.
Do you know how the planet has a limited sort of a sentience to it?
Oh,
No. You have no concept of that.
I was gonna say, like, as a druid, you know, everything's got life in
Well,
it.
yeah, well, you know, I'm like, yeah, everything's got.
That's
like,
what my answer was
life in
gonna
it,
be.
But you don't realize the planet is like alive.
No, that's what her answer was gonna be. Like,
Yeah.
no, yeah, like as a druid, like everything's got life in it.
No, I mean the planet itself, not the trees individually, not the animals individually. One entity.
You mean like a god?
She says that she's not.
She?
She's speaking to you?
She has been.
Are you sure you're not seeing things like he's
Is-
seeing his own?
No, wait. That's what Bohemian was talking about.
Yes, exactly that.
Bohemian said that he was talking to the planet was talking to him and told us, or told him to do all this.
That was
What is it telling you?
different.
She's like backed off of the wall.
That was 490 years ago, when the war was still happening. She said that. She was very upset and angry. Now, she doesn't know how to feel about what he's doing. And apparently, they haven't been able to be on speaking terms and see eye to eye on things as of late. And I'm the only other person, according to her, that she's spoken to. Even if you're infected, it doesn't work the same for you. She can't speak to you.
Right.
She told me where he got it from. The heat.
Where?
The garden.
Garden.
It comes from the same place I do. It comes from her.
What do you mean?
The heat is not a virus. It's not a sickness. It's the same thing that makes me exist. When life is poured into the earth, the rocks, and we awaken and come up. It's the same thing as that.
So the heat is life?
Yes. But
That doesn't make any sense.
it didn't to me either, but she explained it this way. There's only so much life that you can fit into one space, into one thing. When you put too much, it destroys you.
What?
Well, think about it. If you have too much energy, it feels bad, right?
Sometimes.
Now imagine if you had way, way, way too much.
Think about like a grape in a microwave.
Grape in a microwave.
I apologize, Iggy. I don't think I'm following.
So, like a cancer.
Exactly. She herself used the word tumor as a comparison.
Right.
So he found a way to harness this. I suppose liquefy it? I don't know if it comes as a liquid, but he found a way to take it, and he's trying to spread it now.
That would explain why the alcohol doesn't purify it, I suppose.
You had suspicions earlier on that maybe the trash candy monsters were victims. You're correct.
Right.
The reason that they try to eat everything around them is to sustain themselves, so that they don't die. The reason that they don't have any sentience anymore is because, well, according to her, their soul has gone. There's nothing there anymore. The same way that Mima left before her body stopped.
Trolli is staring at the floor like just 1,000-yard stare.
It's the same as that. You can be alive, technically, but not have a soul. As many find it quite easy to believe, apparently.
Do the golems have souls?
Yes,
Okay.
but we have souls that don't naturally leave our bodies.
Right.
At least that's my understanding. What she referred to us as is a failed attempt at, or a failure, I guess.
I don't think you're a failure.
I guess we'll find out.
You said we were a few hours away, right?
She like snaps out of it for like a second, just to like glance over at you. She's like, oh, yeah, just a few.
And he'll pull out the Oreo again, flip it open, and click the button. See if I can get a hold of her.
Trolli's gonna wrap herself up in a blanket and just like,
Are you gonna use your poncho?
I'll use my poncho.
Trolli, like, you know she's there, but like every time you go to look at
Where did she go?
No, like every time you go to look into that corner, like if you like focus really hard on like that is Trolli, she is right there. Yeah, she's there. Only because you're in such a small little space, but for the most part, it's like you kind of like look around it.
Right.
You get no answer once again.
Nothing?
Is it like ringing?
Yeah, it's ringing
Okay.
over and over and over and over, and then it just stops. Like at the point where you would reach voicemail, but there is no voicemail.
So like somebody who doesn't have voicemail. It just keeps ringing.
She's not answering. I hope whatever he put in there didn't break the phone.
I didn't think of that.
Kit is going to pull out the diary, and you said I only had like one page left, right?
Yeah.
He's going to flip it open to that page and read that entry, if you had it written.
I pretty much know exactly. I didn't have to write this one.
Okay.
This one's very like messily written, which is also why I didn't want to write one. Messily, shakily,
Hastily.
Sorry.
It scared me.
Sorry.
Bohemian's here.
It reads, Cynthia, I have had enough. We've lost, you've won, I'm going to concede. It's been 10 long years of this at this point. What feels like a lifetime ago, loved you. And part of me still does, but I have a wife that I love very much. I have a boy that I would do anything for. I haven't been able to make any progress on Gunpla. I may be limited by the technology of my time, but the more I work on it, the more I realize I can't bring myself to put this into the world. What's left of it will be hidden within the castle walls for ideally the rest of time. You win. The kingdom is no more. We shall separate into colonies and people can live as they wish. James. It's just like it looks like an old man. What started as like a young man who was full of fire is just a tired old man who like sloppily wrote this thing.
Like he's done.
He's done.
He's
Probably a few water spots from tears.
like he's done, and that's the end of the diary.
And then the rest is ripped out.
Yeah, there's stuff between that and what you previously
okay.
like. There's very clearly a bunch of shit. Maybe other letters. Maybe Fudge was looking for anything like drawings. It's all gone.
Do you know any fire magic?
I mean, even if I don't, we have torches.
With how hard she was staring, it probably burst into flames.
No, but I will light a torch and, like, go
Kit.
light on fire.
Kit will stick the diary into the flame, wait until it burns down like halfway, and then throw it out the back of the cart.
Okay. Roll for starting a forest fire. Yeah, Kit stopped telling the enemy secrets, but he did burn down half the plains.
And now the earth is
I
mad.
figured I was throwing it onto a dirt pathway.
Yeah, you are.
Okay.
Are.
Obviously, if there's a bunch of grass around, I'm not gonna be like, ha ha! Like,
As that's happening, Trolli, your phone starts to ring.
I pull it out.
It's not.
She'll answer it and give it like a second. She's like, hello?
Hey there. I found a note here on the table this morning saying your friend already told you, so. But I still couldn't bring myself. I'm sorry I didn't call you.
It's all right, Dot.
I had to focus on taking care of Peepaw.
Is people okay?
He's working through it, keeping himself busy. And your friend made a big help, kept him entertained, listened to all the stories.
I bet he did.
Yeah, he's very handsome.
He is.
I think he fancies you.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know. He sure lit up.
Is
like
this on speaker?
No.
Damn.
Well, I mean that's up to you, actually.
She. Nice. It would be on speaker because she would want everybody to know the information about.
What do you mean you don't know?
You sure did.
I don't know where this dice went.
Yeah, I don't know either. Oh.
You sure did light up like a Christmas tree anytime your name came up. So.
That's.
And
I
half
don't
the time
know
it
if I'm
came up.
capable
Trolli,
of
if there's
feeling
one-
love, and I know that he loves you.
Trolli, if there's one thing that I've gleaned about Fudge, it's that he's pretty into you.
I won't
She's a
deny.
red gummy now.
I won't deny. I am a little jealous, but
There's no
if
reason
anything,
to be.
he
Dot.
is much younger than me while
Dot.
being about
Dot.
2 years older
Dot.
than you.
Dot.
What?
I'm gonna need you to stop, okay?
You're
3
making
dots
this
is
weird.
eclipse.
Are you
Ellipse.
okay? How are you feeling
You're making
about
this
me?
awfully weird.
I'm not making anything weird.
Were you trying to tell a joke?
No, it's a fact.
She's gonna take her off speaker. How are you doing with the thing? You've got me flustered now. Look what you've done.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Although, if anything, you are reacting very similarly to how he felt when I told him that I think he fancies you.
Oh, dear
So,
God.
if anything, that just proves to me you fancy him.
Oh, dear
I'll be
God.
sure to tell him next time I see him.
Oh dear God. You're lucky I don't hang up on you. You're lucky you're my sister.
That is true. I am lucky to be your sister. Anyway, your old Dot is, hanging in there. I mean, it's shaky, a lot of crying, but between me and Peepaw now, till you come home with Harry, it's just the two of us, and he's got enough on his plate to worry about, so I gotta stay strong for him,
Right. Dot, I
Yeah.
have a huge favor to ask.
Okay?
You remember Bohemian, right?
Of course I do.
I'm gonna need y'all to stay away from him.
Well, I don't know if he'll be around here again, but if he is, I'll be sure to turn him around and kick him out.
Do more than that. You need to get out. You need to get away from him.
Well, I trust you. So, okay.
All right.
Do you know where your friend was headed?
Where Fudge was headed?
Yeah.
I actually have no idea. He didn't tell me.
Oh, he didn't tell us either. We woke up to a note from him saying he had things to go do.
I'll check on him later.
Okay. Well, he's a sweet boy.
Dot, don't do
You
this.
be sure to make sure he's safe.
I am.
Make sure you're safe.
I am safe.
Make sure anything the two of you do is safe.
Dot, don't be like this. You're lucky you're
just
not on
saying.
speakerphone anymore.
I'm just saying, your older sister.
Don't be
has
like
been
this.
around
I don't-
the block.
No, I don't need you
And
giving
I
me this
want
talk.
you to be. She quiets down for a second. Okay.
Look, me and my people already gave me this talk. I really don't need it from you.
Sorry.
Is your sister making it weird?
She is making it weird.
I really
Dot, I do love you a lot, and I appreciate that you're trying to look out for me.
I know I'm not me, Ma, or Harry, but I'm just trying to.
You may not be me or Harry, but you're Dot. You're my sister. That's everything to me.
You hear a lot of silence and then. You're making this awfully weird. Like,
See, I really wanted you to say, like, you hear in the background people.
you're making this awfully weird, but.
I'm
okay.
not making nothing weird.
Okay, well, regardless, I approve, so I know
I
you
don't
were
know
worried
if
about
I needed
that.
your approval, but
I'm sure you did.
I'll take
I'm
it.
sure you did.
But I'm happy you approve, I suppose.
Okay, but it's better than Gooby and Golly.
You know what?
I don't know. I love those girls, but come on
They
now.
were dumb. It's okay. We can just say it. They had poor
Gooby and
tasting
Jolly,
men.
if you're talking about the girls.
Yeah.
You said Gooby and Golly.
Yeah, I don't know what they saw in Gooby. And he said, she
Oh,
said
oh.
at least it's not Gooby and Golly.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
They had poor choices, and they had poor choices in men. It's okay.
I know. Those damn junctions. Trash of the town. They moved out. Did you hear that?
I did not.
Yeah, they moved out. Moved back over to Red Vine after that kid friend of yours scared him silly.
Oh well. She looks over and goes, "Good.
What did I do?
You didn't do anything bad,
Anyway,
Well, then he looks at his arm.
just wanted to
for the most part."
check in. until you approve of your not boyfriend.
He's not my boyfriend.
Okay.
Why isn't he?
What?
Yeah,
Don't
why
you
isn't
dare!
he?
No, I don't need either of you doing this to me right now.
What are they doing?
Don't. You're making it weird, Dot. I love you. Please be safe.
Say hi to Iggy for me.
I sure will. Actually, do you want to say hi to him for yourself?
If sure.
Put it on speaker. Say hi to everybody.
Hi.
Hi, Dot.
Hello.
How are y'all?
Not right.
Not the best.
Same.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, y'all stay safe out there, alright? You always got a bed back here at me and Peepop.
How's the tower defense going?
Good.
You've been building the wall?
Yep.
Tall?
Yes.
Non-climbable?
Correct.
Why does that sound not correct?
Dot, you've been doing what he says, right?
I've been doing what the man says.
I lost an arm for this.
Oh yeah, Kit lost.
I
an arm.
lost to Mima, alright? You want
You
to
know
talk about
what?
losing things?
Actually, she does have a point.
There.
I lost
But-
Pokemon too.
You did lose a
I don't
Mima.
have companions besides you two.
I'd feel horrible if I lost any of y'all, so
Well, about that.
come back in one piece, alright?
No,
Except for
don't-
you, kid.
No,
Wait.
it's okay. No, we don't have to tell her that. We love you, Dot.
I love you too.
Bye.
But
Bye.
I'm not about to tell Dot that you'll have that heat.
about to shove you on the shoulder and be like, you have to tell her the truth.
I'm not about to tell my sister, who's clearly already upset, that you and you have the heat.
Isn't it gonna be worse if something happens and it's a surprise?
There's nothing she can do about it, so why would I worry her with it?
I guess you have a point.
There's nothing she can do about it
We're
currently in her
trying to
position.
fix it.
You're like, all my family's dead, so I can't really chime in on what's right versus wrong and lying to them, but
Well, if you had a chance to say goodbye to them, wouldn't you have wanted to?
that's real depressing, Igneas. And
But am I
he
right?
just turns back around.
Igneas,
Igneas, I have been thinking about that non-stop since I got pulled out of that deck of cards.
If it makes you feel any better, Manny, I don't even know where my family is.
Oh dear God.
Well, hopefully you'll find them.
Hopefully I won't.
Do you remember their?
I can ask the planet.
Do you remember their
No.
Why
name?
not?
Do you remember what they look like?
They have my last name.
Roll a history check.
What's my history bonus? I haven't had to have my thing open. 19.
Ooh. You, as Manny says that, have no concept of what your parents look like. And the more you try to think about, like, the further back in your life, the fuzzier everything is starting to get because you're dying from a crazy, weird disease.
They have my last name.
What is your last name?
Barton. My
Why
name
do you
is-
have a last name?
It's
Don't you?
No.
You have a last name.
Why?
What are you talking about?
Do I?
You're a gumption.
Really?
a
You're
last
part
name
of the
signifies
family now.
what family you belong to, and if anything, you do belong to the Gumptions now.
I thought you had to sign something to do that.
No, you don't have to sign
If you
nothing.
want it to be legal, sure, but legal means
Iggy,
nothing.
you are
when it comes
certainly
to
one
me.
of my youngins. Never think otherwise.
Igneas, being part of a family isn't about signing contracts or being born into it. It's about close bonds with people. And you have a close bond with the Gumption family. Therefore, you're a Gumption. So that is your last name.
I guess
Until you
I'm-
decide to change it.
Is Fudge gonna be a gumption?
Don't make this weird.
I think she might end up being a fudge.
Don't make this weird.
Who is Fudge? I know I've met many Fudges.
I'm going up there with him.
Funkin' Fudge.
Who? That is not a real first name.
No,
I'm
it's
going up
not.
there with Manny.
If anything, I suppose I'm the one with no last name now, if that's what it's supposed to mean. I don't even remember my parents.
You
Well,
don't remember.
Is this another attempt at a joke?
No,
You don't
Well, that
remember why?
makes-
Hold on. Why don't you remember your parents?
I haven't seen my parents since I was 15.
Oh, well, at least
You
got
can't
to see them
remember
all.
past. I'm doing like math in my head, and you can see that I'm trying to do it on my fingers. You can't remember past 10 years ago?
I'm 40.
Yeah, you can't remember past 10 years ago.
Currently, no. The
Is
further back I try to think right now, the fuzzier my brain gets.
that normal?
No. I think it's...
Well, to some extent in real life, yes, but not
Well,
nearly
yeah.
to this extent, no.
No, I think it's the heat affecting me.
The planet doesn't know why it's called the heat.
Because we melt.
I told her that. She didn't have a better name for it, though. So I guess we might as well start calling it that until she gives us a name for it.
I like to think I'm having a pleasant conversation with Manny.
So, Trolli, forgive me, but judging from what I heard, why aren't you dating that fudge guy? Because it's all you talked about.
Oh my goodness. Don't make me leave you too. I will go back
Please
there.
don't leave me. I have no one else.
Then you better stop that nonsense. You'll make...
Okay, yes.
She's very
It's
red.
not nonsense! It makes complete sense!
Igneas, I am not talking to you right now.
Trolli?
Don't you dare say a word. Don't you dare. I will walk the rest of this way.
A word.
That was it. That was it. That was it. Good job.
All right.
Manny leaves over to Trolli. Not his best work.
Still waiting for someone to try to give you a high five.
I am done with
Somebody
all-
did try to shake my hand at one point, and I just...
Is there anything else you guys want to talk about before you get there? You're getting close, like...
You should date him.
Oh my goodness. We're getting there now.
Okay.
Manny, drive faster.
So you guys pull into Non-Paralysis. It's looking better since the last time you had been a little bit.
Okay.
There's people walking around. It's not obviously anywhere near as bustling as when you first got there, with a fucking convention going on. Now it's just a normal amount of people walking around. And people kind of like say hi to you as you come in, and people are waving at you. And Manny turns to you and he's like, so, are we actually going to the castle, or was that just a landmark?
No, we're actually going there.
Oh, okay.
We are literally going to the castle.
We're going straight to the castle. We're going to go meet the queen and have a conversation.
I don't know why I feel so nervous. Probably
You
because I
shouldn't.
don't like royalty.
Well, you shouldn't be nervous.
I thought you were royalty.
Yeah, technically,
No,
aren't you?
not really. I mean, well, it sounds like my family pretty much became royalty, which is the exact opposite of what we wanted. But
They're called
Well-
the Queen, but they're not actually royalty. It's just the term.
the bomb! The bomb! The bomb planted inside Manny begins.
Oh my god.
It's just the term that they
Well,
decided to use.
With no offense to you, Kit, it sounds to me like one family has been leading this place for generations.
I do admit that it has ended up seeming like royalty, but I
Yeah.
suppose the people are happy.
Anyway,
Well, Manny, actually, what are you gonna do if they try to elect you into the kingdom? Since technically you are the closest to actual royalty.
I don't suppose he technically has to run.
yeah, if it's,
They just kind of elect you.
if it's up to a vote, I mean, I could just say no.
Well, why would you say no? Wouldn't it be easier to...
It was my sister that wanted to lead. I just believed in the cause.
Well, then why not continue her cause and...
You want me to topple this kingdom, Charlie? Is that what you are implying? I am a one-man
What I am saying
She was one woman.
is that
with an army.
if you really believed in her cause, then you can find a way.
And maybe you could
to bring people
steer
together.
things back in that direction.
We're not trying to get you to stage a coup. We're just trying to get you to change the laws.
What I'm
Oh.
saying is that
What's
you
a
need to
coup?
believe in what
When you
your
topple
sister
the
had.
No, that's the sound a pigeon makes.
No, that's coup, C-O-O. I'm talking about C-O-U-P.
There's no P in coup.
It's silent. Letters are weird.
Okay.
I will. Listen, I am by all accounts, a foreigner. So
Not particularly.
Here, no one's a foreigner.
COUP spells coop.
Very good, Iggy.
That's where
No, that's
peeps stay in.
COOP.
That's where you put peeps.
No, that's COOP.
Anyway,
that's a
Manny.
coop.
I think you'd be pretty great.
I will talk with the queen.
We all will.
Speaking of, try calling her again.
Let's
see if
not
we can
use
get
that
in.
word around her, though. Just to be clear, coop. Keep it out of our
Coop.
mouth. Right. Sorry. Like,
Goodness.
Go ahead, talk on the thing.
you get nothing again. But you do pull up to the castle with the and the little speaker box.
Gonna beep.
Hello.
Hi. This is Trolli.
Trolli?
Yeah.
It's Mary.
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 It's me, Trolli.
You made it. We've been waiting. Oh my god.
Yes, I have some things to drop off.
Yeah. Go. Like as she's like talking to you, and the thing opens up and there's the bridge.
Just, thank you, Mary.
And as you're crossing it, Manny is like, "This is far beyond anything I've ever seen in terms of
Well,
how do they do it."
well,
Oh
don't
my-
have a heart attack on me now.
It's
Your castle was different?
we didn't have a castle.
They didn't have the castle yet because non-paralysis didn't exist.
Where did you live?
Around small
Oh.
towns.
Okay.
This is, I mean, a big town like this. Yes, I've seen that. But this is some very nice engineering. I can't deny. Like he's like nerding out a little bit. I can't deny this is actually very cool.
Didn't it take one of your fingers off?
That's
Still have it.
kind of really cool. That's not strong. I'm gonna be honest with you.
It shaved a little bit of it. I mean,
It's a good thing you said that because I was gearing up to test it.
don't touch
Do
it.
not
Don't
touch
put
it.
And like he's just nerding out as you guys are crossing.
Well,
this
maybe
bridge.
you can talk to somebody and find out how it was made.
Maybe. That's not the worst idea I've ever heard. I already said I would talk to people here. And you get to the castle, and Manning is like, I'm gonna go park this. I'll meet you guys inside.
Well, what are you talking about? You're gonna come with us.
Well, I figure you can go in while I go park.
I mean, but you're one of the main attractions of the stop, to be honest. We're gonna show you to the queen,
Oh, okay.
and then you can perhaps help us in this cause, because you are very smart. It looks like.
Oh, okay. And he
We can wait for you to park.
parks the
not
cart,
long.
and then all of you make your way into the castle.
Yeah.
And as you go to the front door, like there's little marshmallows and they pull out before you.
Mary?
Not Mary.
No.
I've
Is
used
Mary
that-
inside?
I don't know. I know I have to use the bathroom though.
Don't do this.
I have to use the bathroom. What do you mean don't do this? I could go to the bathroom.
I love Mary.
Thank you.
Mary's pissing. Yeah. Huh? I said Mary's pissing.
Yeah, Mary's using the bathroom.
Dopey. Been doping over there all night.
Don't.
How majestic.
Oh, my head.
Dopinator. Dopamine. I like calling her dopamine sometimes because she gives me dopamine.
Excited about tomorrow, Jeff?
Are you excited to meet Darky?
Yeah.
Are you excited
Not
to
the
meet a
rest.
character
No.
that will high five you?
No, not the rest. Just Darky.
Yeah.
No, Darky's the only other character.
Are
in
y'all
this.
telling me my character?
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
They're pretty great.
Yeah.
You're not gonna know it because you're gonna be like, who's this? I'm gonna be like, it's you. And you're
I might not be the tallest anymore. I don't know how big
Can't
minotaurs
high-five yourself again.
typically are.
No. Because I know what you have ready.
Do it for Kit.
Oh, man, I remember when we first discovered that. Also, you told them what I was?
No, wait. Have you been telling people?
No. Okay, so you're
She
like,
overheard because we were being loud, and now she's telling everyone.
No, because I was in front of you when I told Raven.
Yeah, I'm aware, and I was still like...
Yeah, so it's not my fault that Raven...
And then Raven told me. I didn't,
Maybe y'all should maybe calm the fuck down when y'all were talking
I
about
didn't know I
secret
wasn't
shit.
supposed to know. I'm sorry.
I mean...
I knew I wasn't supposed to know.
I thought he was in another room. I'm not saying.
I was.
Yeah, but you didn't close the fucking door, and then you don't
Yes,
keep
I
your
did.
fucking voice down. No, you didn't.
What?
Did you watch your hands?
Yes. What's happening?
He's getting mad that I told you about him being a minotaur.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
No, it's not a bad thing. I was just gonna, do stuff. It's fine.
I'm sorry.
Hi, Mary.
Is Mary here? Where's Mary?
No, not yet. But as you guys walk in, as you might remember, it's this big room with a bunch of shit to look at and a staircase.
Okay.
At the bottom of
Are
this,
any artifacts in here?
Roll for artifacts.
at the bottom of this staircase is Raz with a little tray. Oh,
Tray of what?
it's like one of those like that has the seal on the top.
Oh.
Hello.
Oh, well,
Hello?
hello.
How's your training been going?
Good. He like indicates a little like rapier on his side.
Good.
What's that you've got?
It's Mother's medicine. She's been awfully busy, so she was supposed to take it an hour ago, but she has been.
Can I see it?
Sure thing.
Can I just look at it? What does it look like?
It looks like the same medicine she always takes.
Yeah,
But what does that look like?
I made an insight on it when we first saw it, and it was fine.
Right,
it's, a dark purple elixir.
Okay.
Prince Raz,
Yes.
do you mind letting the Queen know that we're here to see her on urgent business?
She knows. That's why I'm waiting here.
Oh, okay.
I figured this is the fastest way to get her. And as he says that, the doors at the top of the stairs open. Oh, goodness, the three of you are made okay. Whew, she's like a little winded.
She's like, you're all okay, and I'm like,
She
hello, Your Majesty.
comes down the stairs. Kit, Trolli, Iggy.
Hello.
It's been busy. Whew.
Busy.
Sorry I haven't been able to answer any calls.
Busy how?
Well,
were you able
one
to...
of you was smart enough to call me when it seemed to matter, and so we've just been scrambling to... There isn't much we're able to do with the information, but
Okay,
we're trying
okay.
to figure as much out as
But
we
we
can.
have even
We
more
have
information.
a lot of information for you.
Right, of course. Let us go. And she goes to turn, and Raz like, Mom? Right, sorry, Raz. How are you? I'm fine. You need to take your medicine. Sorry, I haven't been able to spend any time with you today. It's fine. I can't just protect you physically. You need to stay healthy. You're free to go, Raz. Okay. And he walks away.
Keep up the training, Raz.
He gives you like an over the shoulder, like, okay. And so she goes, okay. And just points at
Yeah,
Manny.
Manny.
This is...
You might need to leave. I need
No,
to
no,
speak.
no. He's
He
actually...
should
we're
be here for this.
We're dropping him off to you.
Apparently, I am supposed to talk to you, ma'am.
Um,
Who is he?
This is Manny.
Manny Parfait.
Emmanuel Parfait.
We, as
Name-
weird as this is gonna sound, we drew him out of a deck of cards, and he's been. This is the same person from those hundreds of years
I
ago.
am the apparent missing brother of Cynthia Parfait. Huh. Okay, that certainly adds even more to my already filled plate. Thank you for bringing this to me, I suppose.
Well,
I suppose there is nowhere better you could have brought him, though. So, in the spirit of being quick here, let's go.
Right.
And she ushers you to follow her, and she's like speed walking down this hallway that you went down before to get to her room, but this time she goes right past her room, and rounds a corner, and another corner. Like, she's going deep into the castle at this point until you guys get to an elevator. She presses it, like the doors open, and as soon as the doors open, it goes from being this nice like regal castle to like very modern science looking on the inside. She's like, okay, let's go. Into the elevator, everybody.
I'm just gonna have to like duck in, and
You go in first, you're biggest.
I'll try to stay in a corner.
Don't worry, I take up less room now, and he'll kind of squeeze in onto the right side of the elevator.
She hasn't even like noticed your arm.
Or lack thereof.
Yeah, or lack thereof. She's like, okay, so we have a lot to talk about.
We sure do.
A lot more than you even think.
I'm going to introduce you to a friend of mine, and we can figure everything out. And like as she's talking, she's pressing buttons, and this elevator starts going down. Manny kind of like leans over to Igneas and is like, "Do you think we should have brought the barrel?" But
We didn't.
Damn it.
no, none of you ever said you were gonna.
We need to go back and get it.
Ma'am, we have forgotten something in my cart. And she's kind of like, okay, I will have somebody go and grab it and bring it to
It's
us.
the barrel. Tell them make sure that none of it spills, none of it gets anywhere, and God's or Aknau's sake, do not drink it.
Okay, I will make sure they know that. And as the elevator gets where they're going, she like immediately to somebody that's waiting on the other side is like, and somebody goes into the elevator.
Tell them to bring it here.
Yeah, she does. Okay, so I'll let you guys start. And like you all sit down at a table.
He's gonna go, well, first off, obvious parts out of the way.
Okay. You are down even more of an arm than the last I saw you.
Yes.
I'm sorry about that.
It's alright.
I'm sure there's something we can do about it here, though.
Second, we have... I'm not sure what all you heard in the call. We've figured out what the heat is and how it spreads.
Right. Yes.
Which is where the barrel comes into play.
The
I
barrel has...
assumed.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to say it and risk causing a panic.
We have the
I was
coconut.
gonna say, Trolli pulls the coconut out from the poncho.
Oh, okay. She takes it, hooks it for a second. Okay, that's one of the 4 things we need.
Do you know what the fourth one is?
Not yet.
Okay.
Fudge, the guy that brought back Mary, he's working with us now. He is getting the ruby sugar for us.
Does he know what it's for?
Yes.
What about Iggy? Who have you told?
I haven't told anyone.
Thank you.
I was told not to tell anyone.
Moving on. She just.
Yeah. Unless you count, I guess, the planet.
You know what?
Yeah.
It's been a very odd past week.
Okay. Man, he's just kind of sitting there twiddling his thumbs, like. All right, well,
Oh, no, I don't mean everyone on the planet.
No. Yes, I know. Man.
I mean the planet itself.
I know, Iggy. I know. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. You know what, Iggy? We're gonna move on.
We'll get back to that.
What else?
Bohemian, unfortunately, knows what the next ingredient is, and that we need to go to Maurice and Margaret for it.
Okay. Good. Okay. Now we might be in luck there. Is there anything else?
Bohemian goes by other monikers.
Emerald
You
and
might have heard
Floral.
them.
I've never heard of either of those names. Never heard of Bohemian before yesterday.
How about the Nougat Order? Have you heard of that?
No.
Do you know what the 100 grand is?
Not really. I mean, I know it's a gang in the Empire that commits crimes, like most gangs do.
Right.
Well, part of it's in the Empire, part of it's not.
Did I already ask you if you knew what a gunpla was?
You have never asked me that.
Do you know what a gunpla is?
No.
According to James Chocula, the 50th, it was a weapon that was supposed to end all wars.
And Manny goes like, reassurance. He never finished it.
Apparently, according to the last entry in that book, it is partially finished and hidden in the walls of the Chocula Manor.
Okay, so we have an order of people who are terrorists, the Nougat Order. We also know that the Choculas within their castle have
A doomsday weapon.
At least a partially completed doomsday weapon.
a partially completed doomsday weapon. Okay. Is there anything else?
That's why the planet got upset.
The planet feels?
Yes.
We're gonna come back to that.
The short answer to that is yes. The
Okay.
planet-
You know
Is there-
what? I don't want the long answer.
Is there
That's
any more
solid.
information about the ingredient that Maurice and them have? Because the sooner we get it and get back to you, the better.
I haven't gotten any more information about that. But, and then as she goes to continue, the elevators open back up. And you see a couple little marshmallows carrying this barrel in. One of them is Mary. And they set it down at the table with you. Okay, this is it.
This has
This
the
is
heat in it.
The heat in its purest form, and as you are probably aware, me and Igneas are.
Right.
But you will be glad to know that it is not contagious. You have to ingest it.
Well, that's good.
He's been poisoning towns, I assume.
But we figured if we brought you this, you could study it from the source.
We also know where that source is.
What?
I told you.
Oh, right.
Where is the source?
Do you know where the golems come from?
Yes.
That.
I see.
That is the same thing that makes me able to exist. But that is a highly concentrated version of it.
And apparently, it's a case of too much of a good thing.
Too much of it will kill you.
She eyes the barrel a little bit. Do you mind if I
Take it.
And we brought it to you for a reason.
Study it.
She grabs the handle and looks at it. That's sure is pure black.
Y'all didn't look at it before you drank it?
It wasn't black before.
Well, I'm sure if I pour it, it will look different
Oh,
than when it's all condensed.
Right.
Anyway, so the good news. One thing I can offer you.
Yes.
Take that to 0, please. Thank you. Okay. Since our last correspondence about going to meet Margaret and Maurice, and the one thing that perhaps Mr. Bohemian might have trouble getting past for the next ingredient, the current son of Count Chocula has returned in the past couple of days.
Really?
Yes. Now, it seems as though his father, the 71st, bless his soul, has passed away recently. Natural causes, we've been assured. But luckily, the Choculas are strong. They run a kingdom, so between... I haven't had a chance to speak to him yet, but between the current count, a nice, fit young man, and Margaret and Maurice, ideally, Bohemian has some problems there.
Out of curiosity, what was the father's name?
Douglas.
Okay.
But I don't know the name of his son, unfortunately.
Right.
But, again, we at least have another line of defense between us and him and the next ingredient. Now, it should be relatively simple for you to get it, because in contacting the new count, it's not rare. He just has a bunch of it. It's like caviar. He just keeps it all for himself.
Oh.
So I'm sure when you all go in there with the little thing that I gave you, ideally, he is more than happy to just hand it over.
Is there any particular amount that you need?
As much as, I mean, the one coconut's enough. The idea is that we have enough to make the cure one time, and then we can, genetics and its makeup, we could just do it over and over again in a lab, like this one.
How long of a trip is it from here to the Empire?
I mean,
A week? A little more?
5 to 7 days, depending on how fast you guys go. It's,
Then-
but that's, I mean, it's not ideal, but what other choice we have?
Out of character question.
Yeah.
How quickly does Milky Way move?
About as fast as a horse. I'm just gonna go in and
Okay.
fuck it. Why?
That makes it to where I don't ask her to watch Milky Way while I take a horse that's
Okay,
faster.
no, yeah, Milky Way is by all accounts a
draft
ripped horse.
Okay.
Yeah, a
Like,
draft horse with an
yeah.
extra strength
Yeah.
modifier.
Just cause.
Yeah. Then we need to be out like as soon as we can.
I agree. But before you go,
I'm not very effective like this.
Yes.
I would like at least you to meet the royal scientist. He's in the other room. He's a bit of a scatterbrain, but he's very smart and very nice, and he's our best bet at finding the fourth ingredient. For all we know, he could be finding it right now with that barrel. I don't know.
Right.
While you guys do that, she turns to Manny. I would love to de-stress by chatting with you for a little bit, because there's, I'm sure, a lot of things you could teach me. And he's like, "Oh, okay. I'm not really a part of all this, so what do you want to talk about?" You know, like, and so you guys can either sit and keep talking with these two about Manny's life and the war and stuff about it, or you can go to the other room and talk to Zero.
I would have some interesting insights to give on the subject of the war at this point.
I would like to go see Zero.
Okay.
I will tell Manny, though, I want to hear these stories again later when we've solved all this.
Sure, happily.
Then I guess I'm going to 0.
Are you gonna? You can you don't you can sit and chat if you'd like.
I'll go to 0.
Okay. So you guys go into the other room. There's a couple little marshmallows helping out with a bunch of stuff. Mary is still in there, just sitting with the barrel, guarding it a little bit. And next to those things in science museums, the big balls with the lightning, and there's pretty much a giant one of those
Like the
fucking
plasma ball.
flipping shit. And in front of that is he is made of wafer cookie. He's got a long flowing white lab coat. He's got a white goatee and crazy Dr. Emmett Brown hair.
Awesome.
Is he named after Zero Bars?
Yes.
Okay.
His his eyes are the color of the nougat. He's got very
Okay.
shades of brown with white hair and a white coat. And he's just at a computer studying stuff. Clearly some liquid from the barrel is in a little test tube, and he's going over it.
Is it clear in the thing?
Yes.
Okay.
He hasn't noticed you
Yeah.
there.
The queen told us to come and meet you.
Oh. Hello. I'm a little busy at the moment. My name is Zero. It's a pleasure.
Oh, Igneas.
My name's Trolli.
Kid,
You are missing an arm.
I noticed.
And just goes back to his computer. And some marshmallows go into another room. So, what, thank you for this sample, first of all.
of
Already
course.
I'm getting a lot of stuff out of it. If you give me a while, I may have the ability to figure out the fourth ingredient.
Right.
If
Well,
you need more of it, we know where to get it now.
The barrel.
No,
Unless he's already destroyed it.
I don't think he can
Or
destroy
taken
that
it.
much of it.
most likely we won't be here when you discover it, but be sure to have the queen let us know
Of course.
as soon as you find out.
Do you have a line to you that we can reach you by?
If you call the queen and you need me, I can pass it on.
Well, what if we can't even reach her?
Yeah.
Just have her call us.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
fine.
So I hear that the two of you have the heat.
Yes.
How recently did you get it?
A few days ago.
A few days ago.
Right, okay. Would either one of you be opposed to a few tests? I can pay you quite nicely, and he indicates like where your arm would be.
I would not be opposed.
Great, okay. Sit over here, please. And he indicates like a inspection table.
He'll sit.
He starts putting stuff into you, like you feel like needles. You're a big boy, don't worry about it.
Yeah,
More the
you're a big-
volume than the pain.
You're a big boy. You can handle it.
Well aware.
Unfortunately for you, as much as I did ask you, I don't think I can stab you with these. So. Thank you for pretending to be interested.
What? I wasn't pretending. You
anyway.
really can. Okay.
So he's just kind of like, you see him looking over you on a computer. Okay. So I can definitely clearly see that there is a lot of energy in you, which is not good. I mean, good, it keeps you active and strong and blah blah blah, but also like more than there should be. You are dying, as I'm sure you're well aware. Let me think, is there anything I can do about it? He walks away and starts doing something else.
Well, there is sort of almost a temporary.
What was your hypothesis?
Well, okay. I know that you are a man of science, yes?
Whatever.
I'm going to need you to try to believe me when I tell you this,
Okay.
because this information is coming from the same place as what Bohemian knows.
Okay.
And we know that Bohemian is behind this, so we're taking his word on it, yes?
You can just get to the point. I'm a very busy man.
Okay, sorry. What he has in him and what the heat is not a virus or a sickness. It is just life energy. It's the same thing that makes us golems exist and be able to walk around.
He like looks back at the monitor. Well, I did just say there was a lot of energy in there, so I don't
But-
see what you're educating me on.
No, that's literally what it is. It's not a sickness. It's not a
I can
contagion.
see that,
It's
yes.
not contagious, I mean.
I can see that now.
It comes from the planet.
This is the first time I've been able to. I'm putting this all together.
Okay.
I think he's got it. I think he believes you.
Okay. The way that it works for some, i.e. the trash candy monsters,
As these two are talking, not to interrupt you, marshmallow people come in, and they're essentially fastening like
a
sticks
prosthetic.
of pocky to you.
Oh.
Thank you.
So it's like there's the first stick with the chocolate at the end, then the other stick is flipped, so the chocolate meets in the middle, and they're like cylinders of it, so about the width of an arm, and it ends in just a ring that you could slot a sword into. You aren't able to have fingers or anything,
Right.
but you do have the ability to bend it. It's not as good as what you may have had before, but it's the best I can do at such short notice. Anyway, you were saying.
Thank you.
So we know now that the trash candy monsters are people who have been infected with.
Right. Judging by him, yes.
Yes.
What?
Well, I mean,
Am I already
Well, not yet, but judging what is in there, yes, that's where you're going to end up. Unless, but he's already like stopped paying attention to you and gone back to his computer.
Yeah.
Judging by what I'm seeing here, if we were to make a cure fast enough, you would be okay for the most part. You know, you might die a little sooner than you would have naturally, but for the most, it would be the difference between dying at like 80 and 70.
We have a way to fix it, essentially.
If we're fast enough. Speaking of which, and he goes back over to the one that's studying the heating stuff. I know what that is. Okay, so ingredient number 4. I figured it out very smart. It is this, and he like opens a drawer, and a lot of that liquid that the queen drinks is in there. This, not quite this, because I can't use this one. The final ingredient is no, that can't be right. And he goes back again. Okay, this is going to sound very odd.
We've been
We're
through a lot
used
of
to
very
The final ingredient to cure the heat, this won't work because it's diluted with alcohol and such, is the heat. You have to get very, very pure. It needs to be back here within like a week. But this is modified a little bit with some other stuff and diluted with alcohol, and that's what makes it a disease. It grows. What we give the queen is, admittedly, we add a lot of flavoring, which adds color as well, and blah, 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 blah. But effectively, it's almost like the heat, but it's more controlled. It's what keeps her young. It's her medicine.
But we would have to go all the way to the rock garden to get that.
I know. Igneas, roll me a perception check.
6.
Sorry. We don't have anything right now, but we can get you a way there. I'm sure if you ask the queen, she knows people that can pilot a ship. We can sail you there, and
But would we be able to get back within a week?
if you were quick. Worst case scenario, I mean, the getting there part is not part of the week. You just have to get it. It's like a 2 to 3 day sail, and then another day to get back here. That's 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 3. So you would have 3 days between getting it to be set sail again.
Right.
Surely we can manage that.
You are 3 fantastic looking adventurers. I'm sure you can handle that. None of you look quite as smart as me, but physically, one of you looks very quick, but perhaps this might not work as good as I'm hoping. But regardless, I'm sure you can do it.
I'm sure we can handle it.
Yes.
Is there any kind of a treatment we can give Kit in the meantime? The only thing I can think of is to feed him more.
Well,
Or to have him exercise more.
so far, it doesn't look too bad. And unfortunately, we don't have a cure, but perhaps eating more would help. Unfortunately,
Do
I
you
don't
know
have
about how
much.
long I-
Wait, I've got it. I have a plan. And he grabs like a bunch of cables, and he's like, "Okay, this isn't going to hurt. Just bear with me." And he like
going to.
takes a needle and he puts it into the side of your neck.
Oh my god.
It hurts really fucking bad. And then leaves it there. And then starts wrapping it around your arm like a bandage. Excuse me. And then stabs the needle, which you don't feel this, into the ring down there. You look like you're good at fighting. You keep fighting and exerting that energy, and that will help the energy get out of your body. Which maybe, possibly, will slow it down. After like a little while, it starts to like, okay, like it's a little sore, but you essentially got a piercing
Yeah,
that
it's
just stays
right.
in there now.
There's
Alright.
no chance of that falling out.
It's barred, so no.
Mm.
Don't pull it out either. If you ever need that removed, you come to me.
I'll remember that.
Good to know.
So, you have brown salt in the Empire. You have... oh, I didn't even tell you what it was. I mean, well, it's this. It's raw vanilla extract. I don't know where you find that, but you can find it somewhere on the island.
Vanilla,
I
I would imagine.
Yes. Well, it's like this, like... It's vanilla extract.
So you would extract it from vanilla, yes?
Yeah, but you can't recall where you would find that on the island.
Oh, okay.
It's on the island somewhere. I know it. You already have the coconut. And the drugs. You get those. I know those drugs. I just felt weird telling the queen that.
The ruby stone.
Yes.
We are working on that now.
Good, good.
And
By
we're-
sitting in my office, or?
We have an associate out collecting it for
Oh,
us.
good. Good.
So if we're done here, we're gonna be on our way, because we have to.
That would probably be good.
Thank you for everything. That information was quite helpful. Actually.
Pleasure is all yours.
Yes, it is. And she's gonna.
I'm kidding. You guys seem very nice. Goodbye. Go.
Bye.
Thank you.
You remind me of Ditch.
I hate that it sounds exactly like my pediatrician.
And as you guys go back into the main room, you switch places. Raz goes in, and he's like,
I'll wave at Mary on the way out.
no, you guys are going into the main room with the elevator, but you just left the room he was in.
But I thought you said Mary was in that room with the barrel.
Oh, yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah,
Yes.
so I'm gonna wave at Mary with my new ring
And,
thing.
and then she's like, oh, hey, Raz. And Raz is like, hello. I'm here to be my mom's nurse more. Get more medicine. And the queen and Manny are still just sitting there chatting.
Your Majesty, we're gonna be on our way.
Okay.
Didn't she say not to call her that?
You know what? I'm too formal for that.
Fine.
Abigail, we will be leaving.
Thank you.
Z-
Manny's going to stay here with me.
yes.
That makes
He
sense.
is very smart, and I think he could be a big help.
Manny, do you mind if we borrow your cart for a little while longer?
I promise to bring
He's
it
just
back.
like, yeah, no, you can take it. Hardly feels like mine at this point, anyway.
We will make sure to bring it back. And if we don't, we will get you a new one.
Thank
Just as nice.
That's awfully
If not
nice.
nicer.
That's awfully nice of you guys.
Anyway,
Do you have
please
any
enjoy your stay.
concept of how much that costs?
No idea. Let's go.
Let's not
Technically, I
worry
bought it for a gold, but
okay, you guys make your way out of the castle. People are just kind of like, is there anything you want to do on your way out?
I need to go buy a sword.
You have your longsword.
I need to go buy a sword.
Okay. So you get out of the castle, and as you go over the bridge, you pass through the market district. There's plenty of salesmen there.
Is Kitch here?
No.
Damn.
But you guys want to see Gish so bad.
I told him to come here.
You like Gish?
Because I like Gage. It's so weird.
There are pretty much just more longswords for sale if you want to buy another longsword.
I will buy another longsword and a shield if they have any.
They do.
Okay.
That's-
I will do that.
It's going to be 30 gold in total.
Okay. I
Because
believe
they're
that's
very-
all but one of my gold.
They're
if I
very
remember correctly.
nice looking. You picked like the high end part of town to swing through the market. Like you're effectively buying like the Hylian shield. You're not just buying a shield. You know what I mean?
That's fine. I have 9 gold left.
Okay. Did either one of you two want to look for anything?
Is there anything you would like to do?
Can I buy a bucket as well? I know that sounds weird, but it's for Milky
gold.
Way. Okay. It's for Milky Way.
That makes sense, actually.
Thank
yeah.
you. Your donation will be cataloged.
So we can milk you.
What? No, this is for me to drink out of and eat.
Well, that too, but
How do you understand me?
No, the heat's getting to me.
Side effect, it lets you talk to animals.
No, it just lets me think I'm talking to animals.
Oh.
I'm good. I'm good.
I think I'm good as well, I guess. I probably sounded like a goddamn lunatic and I didn't get to explain myself, but...
To do 0?
Yeah.
No, he just fully, like, believes you.
Well,
but he-
and Abigail as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, I don't have time for this.
Anything, Colin?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I
So-
know I'm gonna think of it later now.
If you think of it later, before next session, I can just say you got it. Cool. So, you guys on this cart with Milky Way leading the way, for the second time, make your way out of Nonparelis. While the city is looking significantly better than it was a week and a half ago-ish, the world somehow seems even gloomier for the three of you because everything just got a lot harder. But you head in the direction of the Empire. From here, you don't have to pass through Variety Bog if you guys don't want to. You can decide that on your own. And our
Is it
curtain-
faster?
A little bit. Our curtain sets much like it did in session 1, just a lot slower and grayer. And I'm going to call the session there.
Okay.
Yeah.